Here we are, we're in Pelsall. And we're a little story today. Yeah, a little story today of old-fashioned proper service. And we're in Simi Mayo's. Yeah, been here for years and years and years. Everybody knows, everybody goes Simi Mayo. Anyway, today's job was to change a lock. We'll have a look at these locks in a minute. I'll tell you the story. But for now, let's look at the shop and have a walk around. And there's everything, everything you ever want. It's one of these shops that you're coming to buy your stuff, but you're also coming to buy knowledge, and you're buying experience. Yeah. Hold on, customer coming, hold on. This is, see, you'll find everything here, and you can ask for everything, because you know, down here I came for a lock and I wanted 25 keys, and there's the key department there and around the back, and all the shelves are all, you know, more or less. Do you know what my problem would be? I wouldn't part with everything.
That's the thing.
I'd win the lottery and I'd buy it, and then right, shut the door. This is all my stores. You can hire vibrators, tamping machines. It's a case where you don't have to see. You always know it's a good shop because there's a little stall. Go on, come on in. Sorry, okay. It's all right. Yeah, there's always a little chair waiting to sit on. Yeah. Right. Thank you very much. I'll catch you later. Okay. Yeah. So come on, let me tell you the story of the lock and old-fashioned Simi Mayo, old-fashioned service. Let me get back and get this lock done and tell you all about the 25 keys job. So let me tell you today the story of the lock and the door. So the original lock. This is the original lock. Oops, this is the original lock. It's one way because it's a toilet door, right? But the key is gone. We lost the key. So this is the original lock. Everybody knows these Euro locks. You can the trouble is you snap them. They snap here. You can get an anti-lock one. You can get the trouble is you get a better key. You lose that key, you're not getting in. You'll make a mess. Same as these, you can get them anti-snap, but then, okay, you can get them anti-snap and the crooks can't get in, but if you lose your key, you can't get in neither. But this particular lock, obviously that's what the man had, whoever did this originally had a lock that size. So, took the lock out, as you do, as you can. You just pull them out, hold on a minute. This is the Euro lock. So, I went to Simi Mayo. I said, can I have one of them? And then he says to me, well, look, as you can see the edge on the outside, you can see this has been outside, this one. It was a bit too long. I said, I want one of them, and I want 25 keys. He says, well, before I go and cut 25 keys, before you make a mistake, he says, are you far away? I says, no, I'm only a mile down the road. He says, well, go and check. And go and make sure this fits first before we cut the keys for it. So let's do that. Let's fit this new one in now. Again, like I say, I'm not telling you any secrets. You put them well grips on there, hit it with a hammer, it snaps these here. You break them open. But now you can get anti-break ones, anti-snap ones, and you can get high security keys. But if in this case you've lost the key for it, you're not going to get in, are you? That's the problem. If you get a higher security one. The one we've fitted is the correct flush fitting one. Yeah, this is the new one that we fitted. Easy peasy job to do. Are we back? Yeah, we're back now, aren't we? Is it worth keeping these one-way locks? Hell yeah, it is. Okay, we haven't got a key. I did ask, could they make a key? And he says, no, I can't make a key for that, so okay. But they're still all right for internal doors. You know, if you're if you've got a workshop and you've got a few areas, or so you lock, as I do, I always lock my internal doors so that if they do break into that, whether they come through the roof, whether they come through the wall from next door, or however, you know, if you've got several, if this is your building, or your shed and whatever, and you've got a little room here and a little room there, and you get offered the door for free, and you fit the door in. I know it comes unnatural to lock the door, but if somebody was to break in from this area or that area or from the roof or however they do come in, and then this is your main workshop as it is here, just the fact that you've put a one-way lock on it is, you know, you've got your door from the thing, you pick up one of these, you've changed one for somebody. It's always handy, these one way, so it's always worth hanging on to these for if you put a plastic door in an area, although it might only just be in the room. But if they break in via that room, it stops them getting, or slows them down getting into the main space or whatever. So yeah, I'll keep that. And when I want to change a door, put an internal doors, they come across, don't they? You get a door and a frame. Oh, I know what space, I'll put that in. Or so yeah, these are still well worth keeping, these one-way locks. Obviously that was on the toilet, wasn't it? So the key to go in, lock the door, unlock the door, you know what I mean. Right then, I think that's the end of my story. Ooh. So that's the thing. If I had have made a mistake and bought the wrong thing online, blah, 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 gone to a big hardware store, you know, a B&Q or a Focus don't exist anymore, but, you know, you would have bought it and you'd be stuck with it, wouldn't you? It's just nice to support, first of all, support your local little shop that's been there for years and years. The owner is the man that serves you more or less. He's got some staff and full of knowledge. So you're buying something, supporting local, and you're getting so much knowledge on he you know, he goes, the thing is, yeah, he disappears round the back, he disappears up the stores, he brings this dusty box out, and oh yeah, I've had this, he's got stuff that he's had for ages, and obviously he has modern stock as well as things go along, but you can't beat, you know, these good service out of a man that knows behind the desk. When you take him something, you say, right, I want one of these. You can't beat it. It's a dying art, and we should support your local shops for that reason, because once they've gone, they're gone. Once he retires or kicks the bucket, all that knowledge, knowledge has retired. All that knowledge is 6 foot under. That's the problem, isn't it? To this poor guy here now. Always the way, look, he's come through an industrial estate. He's either got to turn round or he's lost. He's trying to find a place, right? And you go through the industrial estate, you come back, and there's nowhere to turn. You've got a junction to turn, but it's mad. They create industrial estates where trucks are going to come and trucks are going to get lost, and yet they don't give you anywhere easy to turn around, do they? No. Anyway, poor bugger's lost because he just spun it round. Or he's either got to load the other side. Hey, Nige, did you see that screwdrivers you told me to leave alone? Look, these are my original ones. I hadn't seen them. I've had this box for years and years and years, and funny enough, I'm using it today. Yeah, I should have bought that. Then I'd have 2 of these boxes, wouldn't I? With you know, usual sort of screwdriver sort of bits in them. Let me take the cap off now. Yeah, I should have bought it, shouldn't I?